Welcome to the Learning Corner. Today, we are going to embark on a journey that explores an issue affecting every single one of us: global warming. This phenomenon, often talked about but seldom understood, is not just a scientific concept, but a reality that has the potential to change our lives and our planet in ways we cannot even imagine. From the weather patterns we've grown accustomed to the ecosystems that sustain our planet, everything is under threat. So buckle up, because in this video, we will unravel the personal and global impacts of global warming, the surprising facts surrounding it, the role we as humans play in it, and most importantly, why it's crucial for us to address it. Let's dive in. How would you feel if you knew that global warming could directly affect your life in the next few years? Picture this: summer days that are too hot to handle, winters that are unpredictably mild or harsh, and storms that seem to grow stronger each year. These are not dystopian predictions, but potential realities stemming from a phenomenon we've all heard of: global warming. Global warming refers to the long-term increase in Earth's average temperature, but it's more than just an uptick on a thermometer. This warming trend has the potential to drastically alter our planet's climate system. That means the weather patterns we've grown accustomed to could become more unpredictable, more extreme, and more dangerous. The heat waves we experience during summer could become more intense, making it unbearable to stay outdoors. This could lead to health issues, especially for the elderly and those with pre-existing conditions. Our winters, on the other hand, could swing between being unusually mild to extremely harsh, disrupting ecosystems and making it harder for us to adjust. Furthermore, the rising sea levels, another consequence of global warming, pose a significant threat. As polar ice caps melt at an accelerating rate due to the increasing temperatures, our seas rise. This could lead to more frequent and severe coastal flooding, potentially displacing millions of people living in coastal areas. But what's causing this warming? The primary culprit is human activities. Our relentless burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and emission of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere are trapping heat that would otherwise escape into space. This trapped heat is causing our planet to warm up, instigating a chain of events that could dramatically affect our lives. Global warming isn't just an abstract concept. It's a reality that can have severe consequences for our lives. It's not just about polar bears losing their habitat or far-off islands sinking. It's about the air we breathe, the weather we experience, and the world we leave behind for future generations. Global warming is here, it's real, and it's time we paid attention. Global warming isn't just an abstract concept. It's a reality that can have severe consequences for our lives. Do you know that global warming is happening at an unprecedented rate? Let's dive into some surprising facts. The world has been warming at a rate of roughly 0.2 degrees Celsius per decade over the past 50 years. That might not sound like much, but when you consider that this is 10 times faster than the average rate of Ice Age recovery warming, it's clear we're in uncharted territory. Then there's the concentration of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. Pre-industrial levels were about 280 parts per million. Now, we're over 400 parts per million. That's a jump of more than 40%. To put it into perspective, our planet hasn't seen carbon dioxide levels this high for over 3 million years. Back then, sea levels were up to 20 meters higher than they are today, and trees grew in Antarctica. Speaking of Antarctica, let's talk about ice. The polar ice caps are melting 6 times faster than they did in the 1990s. If this continues, we're looking at an ice-free Arctic summer within the next few decades. Imagine that, a world where the North Pole is just open water. These numbers are more than just startling statistics. They're a stark reminder of the drastic changes our planet is undergoing. The rate of temperature increase, the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the melting of polar ice caps. These are not just abstract, far-off concerns. They're tangible, measurable realities that are happening right now. Contrast these facts with historical data, and the severity of the issue becomes even more evident. Our planet has experienced cycles of warming and cooling over millions of years, but never at this speed. The natural processes that once took thousands of years are now occurring within decades. These facts may be surprising, but they highlight the severity of the issue we're facing. The world is changing faster than ever before, and it's up to us to understand and confront these changes head-on. Have you ever considered how global warming affects our planet as a whole? It's a question that invites contemplation, and the answers may be more significant than you think. Firstly, global warming has a direct impact on the world's biodiversity. As temperatures rise, many species find their habitats becoming inhospitable. They are forced to migrate, adapt, or sadly face extinction. This loss of biodiversity isn't just tragic in terms of the beauty and richness it takes from our world, but it can also disrupt ecosystems, affecting everything from food chains to disease control. Next, let's discuss ocean acidification. The oceans absorb about a quarter of all carbon dioxide emissions, which under normal circumstances helps to alleviate the impact of these emissions on our atmosphere. But as the amount of carbon dioxide increases, so does the acidity of our oceans. This heightened acidity can harm marine life, particularly shelled organisms and coral reefs. These changes can have devastating effects on marine ecosystems and the billions of people worldwide who rely on the sea for their livelihoods and sustenance. Moreover, global warming is linked to an increased severity of natural disasters. Higher temperatures can exacerbate drought conditions, intensify storms, and lead to more frequent and severe heat waves. These disasters can cause immense damage to homes, infrastructure, and economies, not to mention the human toll in terms of lives lost and communities uprooted. These impacts of global warming aren't isolated, they're interconnected. Loss of biodiversity can lead to food shortages, which in turn can spark social and economic instability. Ocean acidification can disrupt fishing industries, affecting economies and food supplies. Increased natural disasters can strain resources, leading to health crises and economic hardship. In essence, the effects of global warming are not just environmental, they're also economic and social. They touch every aspect of our lives, from the food we eat, to the air we breathe, to the stability of our communities. Global warming doesn't just affect us individually, it affects our entire planet and all its inhabitants. So the next time you ponder the impacts of global warming, remember, it's not just a personal issue, it's a global one. Did you know that human activities are the primary cause of global warming? Let's delve a bit deeper to understand how our actions are impacting the Earth's climate. Firstly, the burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gas for electricity, heat, and transportation is one of the largest single sources of global greenhouse gas emissions. These fuels, when burned, release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, meaning it traps heat from the sun and prevents it from escaping back into space. The more carbon dioxide we pump into the atmosphere, the more heat gets trapped, causing the Earth's temperature to rise. Another significant contributor to global warming is deforestation. Trees play a crucial role in absorbing the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. However, when these trees are cut down, not only does this absorption stop, but the carbon stored in the trees is released back into the atmosphere, further increasing the levels of greenhouse gases. Industrial activities also play a major role in global warming. Industries emit a wide range of gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, which are all potent greenhouse gases. These gases, once in the atmosphere, can stay there for years, trapping heat and contributing to the warming of our planet. Not to forget, agriculture contributes to global warming too. The use of synthetic fertilizers and the cultivation of rice paddy fields release nitrous oxide, a potent greenhouse gas. The digestive process of cattle produces methane, another powerful greenhouse gas. So you see, our everyday activities, from the food we eat to the way we travel, all contribute to global warming. It's a complex issue, and there isn't a single solution. However, each one of us can play a part in reducing these emissions, whether it's by using less energy, eating less meat, or planting more trees. Our actions have a profound impact on our planet. It's up to us to make a change. Do you understand the urgency of addressing global warming? It's not just a question, It's a call to action, a call to understand that every second we delay, the stakes get higher. Global warming is not something that we can simply put off until tomorrow. It's a looming crisis that demands our attention today. If we choose to ignore this crisis, the consequences could be devastating. We're talking about the potential for irreversible damage to our planet. Picture a world where sea levels have risen so much that entire cities are submerged. Imagine a future where extreme weather events like hurricanes and droughts are not just possible, but commonplace. The impact on wildlife could be equally dire. Many of the species we share this planet with could face extinction as their habitats are destroyed by rising temperatures and changing weather patterns. The loss of these species would not just be a tragedy in its own right, but could also disrupt ecosystems and food chains, leading to even more widespread environmental damage. And it's not just about the environment. The effects of global warming could also have serious implications for human health. Heat waves could lead to more heat-related illnesses and deaths. Changes in climate could spread diseases to new areas. The list goes on. But here's the thing. We have the power to change this narrative. We have the ability to take action, both individually and collectively. That could mean everything from making more sustainable choices in our everyday lives, to supporting policies and initiatives that aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Every little bit helps. Every action we take, no matter how small, can contribute to the fight against global warming. But we need to act quickly, and we need to act decisively. We have a responsibility to future generations, to leave them a planet that is healthy and habitable, a world where they can thrive, not just survive. The time to act is now. Our planet and our future depend on it.